Because back there you had tablets of stone and you had scrolls. Now you got the word. So we're reading out of the book of Habakkuk. He was one of the men of the Lord, a prophet. You had Jeremiah, you had Isaiah, you had Ezekiel, or you had Job. All right, you had I mentioned Isaiah. You had Obadiah.
Amos.
You had Amos. You had Joel. So they wrote them down. So where them guys coming back in the reincarnation? So we don't got to write no books because the book is already written. So what we wrote down that the Most High gave to us, we're giving it back to you. We're reading it to you right now. All right, go ahead.
Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
Right, that he may run that readeth it. So these, thank you, brother. Let's just put that right in the water, brother. The water is Hebrew for thank you, all right? Go ahead.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
Right, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. Now, back in the turn of the century, that wasn't the time for the vision to come to pass. Back in the, let's say the 50s, that wasn't the time for the vision to come to pass. But part of the vision, oh yeah, you gotta, but part of the vision is the 70s. That's when Israel started to wake up, and that's when the so-called white man started to come down. All right, like when you read in the book of Obadiah, that's talking about the 70s. It says when you set your nest among the stars, that was your Apollo space program. When you set up these satellites up there, thence you will be brought down. So you start to be brought down in the 70s, man. All right, go ahead.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak.
So right now it's speaking. You down there in the Middle East, and you've been in the Middle East for years. Before George W. Bush, your father, Daddy Bush, he was down there back in 1991. When Clinton was in office, he kept sending the troops down there. If you watch the news, when Clinton was in office, he kept sending the troops back and forth to the Middle East. So the ultimate thing that's going to happen is you've been talking about going to Iran for about the last couple of years, and you getting ready to do it. And when you go over there, that's when the Russians are going to get involved, and that's when they're going to nail your ass. That's when America's going to fall. All right? Go ahead.
But at the end it shall speak.
So it's speaking right now. Go ahead.
And not lie.
And not lie. Go ahead.
Though it tarry, wait for it.
Right, it seems like, brothers fall off because they seem like the Lord ain't going to come back. But you got to read all the prophecies, leading up to when the Lord going to come back. Go ahead.
Because it will surely come.
Because it will surely come. What's going to surely come? Israel going to wake up to who they are. America's going to be destroyed in the thermonuclear, but before that, you're going to go down into Iran. So we watching that, man. That's why we holding Ezekiel the 38th chapter back, because it ain't time to read it. We can read it, but really when they go down there, we're going to be reading Ezekiel the 38th chapter every week, where it speaks about Gog and Magog and Persia, and Gog and Magog, which is Russia, being a guard unto Persia, which is Iran. Go ahead.
Because it will surely come, it will
Because it will surely come, your end will surely come. America's destiny. America's destiny. And the white boy, he's going into slavery.
Yeah.
We have a white woman right here. What do you think about what we're saying?
Yeah.
We got Wonder Woman right here. What do you think about what we're saying? Well, it's not an opinion, it's a fact. It's a prophecy. It's something that's going to happen. All right? You so-called Europeans, you so-called white people, you Edomites. Do you know what an Edomite is? Do you know what an Edomite is? Well, you're an Edomite. They haven't told you that you're an Edomite? Do you know what the word Edom means? It means red. I'm looking at you, you're red. So you're an Edomite.
Yeah.
You got scholars teaching this bullshit that the Edomites were done away with in the Jewish Roman wars. But you know what? You know what I found out? That did happen. You had what was called Roman Jewish wars during the time of say you had about 3 or 4 of them, right? And it took place on different times. The first one was around about 70 AD, where the Jews was warring against the Romans. But you had Jews that were living in the land of Edom. So that's why they're teaching that bullshit that the Edomites were done away with in the first Jewish Roman war. There wasn't Edomites living down there. The Edomites were the damn Romans. So the scholars know that, And that's why they go around saying, oh yeah, we don't know what happened to the Edomites. Well, I know exactly what happened to the Edomites. The Edomites is right here among us. You so-called white people, you crackers, you devils.
Or just some
all right? Go ahead.
Habakkuk 2 and 3.
Yeah, because you know you had Edomites that were calling themselves Romans. Then they were looking at other Edomites and said, oh, those are the Edomites.
Yeah.
And they look just as red and hairy as the ones that they call Edomites. The Romans were calling Edomites, and they were fucking Edomites.
That's right.
What kind of bullshit is that, man? You damn Romans, you done set up a man by the name of Herod, which was Antipater's son, one of his sons, and he lay with a dark-skinned woman. So the son came out looking just like a Israelite, a Jew. So they said, we're gonna make him, put him up on the throne and make him the king of the Jews, to follow that line of Judah.
Right.
All right? To follow that line, I'm in the spirit, brother. I'll get with you in a minute, all right? To follow that line of Judah. So Herod was mad at the fact that they saw the star go by that ushered in the Messiah. So they said, we got to find out who that Messiah is when he's a baby, and we're going to have to kill that baby. So I can sit there and fulfill that prophecy of being the king of the Jews. But the one that was supposed to sit on that throne was a baby, whom the world called little baby Jesus. All right? That was the one that was supposed to sit on the throne. So he said he wanted them to kill. He wanted the Roman officers in the military to kill that baby, and there was a great slaughter in Jerusalem. And you Romans went around and you was killing Israelite babies. I believe it said, didn't say whether it was boys. I believe it said boys and girls, but mainly he was trying to get to the boys. That's why the Lord's father and mother, Joseph and Mary, had to flee into Egypt until Herod died. Then the angel Gabriel came back and said, look, you can come back into the land so you can fulfill that prophecy that you're the king of the Jews. Even Pontius Pilate, when he was on the cross, put in Greek, in Latin, and in Hebrew, the king of the Jews. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 2, verse 16. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men.
Right, Herod, if you know history, you know that Herod is an Edomite. Matter of fact, give me the Bible dictionary. I hope y'all got a new one. If not, you got a new one?
Yep.
Let's look up the word Herod. Come on, brother. Herod. Let's see what it says about Herod. Because this devil, okay, you got it, good. Read, let's see what it says. Let's see what it says. Oh, wait a minute. We got some more Edomites. Go ahead.
It says Herod, Idumean rulers.
Hold up now. I didn't know it was going to say that. I'm honest. I didn't know it was going to say that. All right? Read that again.
Herod.
Stop. Herod. He just read about Herod. Read Herod again. Name the scripture and read it.
Matthew 2 and 16. Then Herod.
So there was an actual guy called Herod, according to what the scriptures is saying, and according to what these scholars that put this book together is saying. And this is coming from the Zandervan Bible Dictionary, also known as the New Compact Bible Dictionary, all right? Go ahead.
It says Herod.
No, read that again, brother.
All right, it says, then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem.
See, it didn't say boys, it said children. But we know they were talking about boys. So he had certain armies, the military, go ahead and kill all the Israelite babies. Go ahead.
And in all the coast thereof, from 2 years old and under.
From 2 years old and under. Why? Because when the star, which they call cold tep today, when the star, Halley's Comet today, when that star came by, they always knew, even the Pharaoh knew that Moses was going to come up because they saw the star, all right? And if you look up there, you see a plane administering chemtrails. See, people look up in the sky and say, oh, look at that pretty white smoke. That's poison. They're poisoning the people. Those are called chemtrails, all right? Okay, all right. Hold on to that. Go ahead, read.
And in all the coast thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men.
Right, because the wise men, they were able to look at the stars the star constellation and shooting stars and so forth.